Some of you guys asked me to make a second part with the exceptions about the personal A. Well, I did it before you even asked me because I recorded the two parts together. So I hope you enjoy it. These are the exceptions for the personal A. If you didn't watch the video yet, you don't need to watch it before. You can watch it after you finish this video. You're going to learn vocabulary, expressions, pronunciation, connected speech, so many things. For those of you guys who don't know me, I'm Carlos. I've been teaching Spanish for over 16 years now and helped hundreds of students from all over the world to learn Spanish. These verbs don't require the personal A. They require a different preposition. These ones are going to use the preposition con. These ones are going to use the preposition de. Now, let's think about some examples. Hablar. Me gusta hablar con mis estudiantes. Me gusta hablar con mis estudiantes. I like to talk to my students. I like to talk with my students. Hablar con. Me gusta hablar con. Me gusta hablar. Connected. Me gusta hablar. No, me gusta hablar. Me gusta hablar con mis estudiantes. Mis estudiantes. Me encontré con unos amigos. Con. Me encontré con unos amigos. I met with some friends. Remember that encontrarse con is to meet with somebody, something that you planned. Encontrar alone, without the reflexive pronoun, is to find. This is an important idea. I met with some friends. Me encontré con unos amigos, Me encontré con unos amigos. I met with some friends. Casarse, to get married. Me casé en el 2014. Me casé en el 2014. Here, I didn't use the preposition, so me casé en el 2014 con Julie. This is the preposition, con. Me casé en el 2014 con Julie. Me casé en el 2014. Me casé en el 2014 con Julie. Con, casarse con. Or, me casé con Julie en el 2014. Spanish is very flexible. That's why it's hard to identify who the subject is, who the object is, etc. The next one, discutir, to argue. Not so much to discuss. Most of the times it's to argue. Discutir con, to argue with. Discutí con mi esposa. Discutí con mi esposa. I argued with my wife. This is a very common verb. You argue with people. Most people do. The next one, pelear, to fight. Peleé con el vecino. Peleé con el vecino. Peleé con el vecino. I fought with the neighbor or with my neighbor. Despedirse. Despedirse is to say goodbye. Despedir is to fire someone. So actually you could say despedir a alguien, to fire someone, and that would require the personal A. Despedirse de is to say goodbye or to bid farewell. Me despedí de Pedro. Me despedí de Pedro. I said goodbye to Pedro. Me despedí de Pedro. Enamorarse. To fall in love. Reflexivo. Me enamoré de Julie. Me enamoré de Julie. Me enamoré. Me enamoré de Julie. You can fall in love with a place as well, or with a craft, with an art. Me enamoré de Julie. Me enamoré de. I fell in love with Julie. Me acuerdo de ti. Acordarse, reflexivo. To remember. Me acuerdo de ti. Me acuerdo de ti. I remember you. Me acuerdo de ti. I remember you. Olvidarse, to forget. Me olvidé de cerrar la ventana. It's also like it slipped my mind. I forgot to close the window. Me olvidé de cerrar la ventana. Me olvidé de cerrar la ventana. Me olvidé de cerrar la ventana. These are great verbs that you guys need to learn and to use all the time. Pay attention if they are reflexive, if they are irregular, and little by little practice the right preposition. It takes time, but you can do it little by little. There are also 3 very common verbs that don't need the personal A or any other preposition. Those verbs are tener when talking about relationships, ser when talking about profession, job, or relationships, and haber when we use the impersonal form. Let's practice with some examples. Tener for relationships. Tengo 3 hermanos. Hermanos are people, but we don't say tengo a. There is no preposition. You can also say for amigo, friend, novio, novia, boyfriend, girlfriend, fiancé, esposo, esposa, wife, husband, hijos, children, brothers and sisters, etc. Ser, we use it for profession, job, or relationships. Soy profesor, contador, professor, teacher, contador, accountant, doctor, ingeniera, engineer, etc. Soy tu hermano, I'm your brother. Haber, in the impersonal form. I is there is, there are. Había, there was. Description. Va a haber, there's gonna be, or there will be, there's gonna be. Hay un perro, there is a dog. No hay a, no. Había una mujer, there was a woman. Va a haber un hombre, there's gonna be a man. So these are the exceptions. Now here we have 2 very common questions and we're gonna practice them. You're going to understand a lot from this simple exercise. The first question is ¿quién? Which is who. ¿Quién es ella? Who is she? Ella es mi esposa. She is my wife. The question ¿quién? Who is the question about the subject. Ella es mi esposa. The second question is ¿a quién? To whom or whom. ¿A quién esperas? Who are you waiting for? Espero a mi esposa. Mi esposa is the object of the question. Ella is the subject of the question. Now let's practice with 3 very common words that usually indicate people. And let's practice with some common examples. The first one, alguien, someone or somebody. Nadie, no one or nobody. Todo el mundo, everyone or everybody. Literally, it means the whole world. Conozco a alguien que habla chino. Conozco a alguien. I know someone who speaks Chinese. Conozco a alguien. This is the connection. Conozco a alguien. Conozco a alguien. Conozco a alguien que habla chino. Que habla. Conozco a alguien que habla chino. I know someone who speaks Chinese. Nadie, no one. No veo a nadie en la calle. It's like, I can't see anyone in the street. No veo a nadie. No veo a nadie. No veo a nadie en la calle. No veo a nadie en la calle. I don't see anyone in the street. No veo a nadie en la calle. Todo el mundo, everyone, everybody. Invité a todo el mundo. Invité a. Invité a todo el mundo. I invited everybody, everyone. This is going to be a huge party. Invité a todo el mundo. So these are words that, although are not using specific people or animals, they refer to people. Before we finish this video about the personal A, let's have a quiz. I have 10 sentences here, and you need to do them and see if they are correct, if they need the personal A, if they don't need the personal A, or if they need a different preposition. Tell me in the comments below if you managed to get them all correct. Also, I'm going to leave a free PDF for you guys to practice common verbs with the personal A, common exceptions that don't need the personal a, or they need a different preposition, and also some sentences. Let's get started. The first one. Estoy tratando a comprar un carro. Estoy tratando a comprar un carro. Is this a correct or incorrect? You tell me. I'm not going to give you the answers. You need to tell me the answers in the comments below. Number 2. Me cae bien a Dalai Lama. Me cae bien a Dalai Lama. 3. Veo a mi jefe todos los días. Veo a mi jefe todos los días. 4. Hay a doctor en la clínica. Hay a doctor en la clínica. 5. Estoy buscando por María. Estoy buscando por María. 6. Conozco a tu hermano. Conozco a tu hermano. 7. Me gusta a, for example, me gusta a Shakira. Me gusta a Shakira. Is that correct or incorrect? 8. Amo a mi perro. Amo a mi perro. 9. Llamo a mi esposa. Llamo a mi esposa. 10. Pienso a mi familia. Pienso a mi familia. Okay, guys, I'm sure that if you pay attention to this video, you're going to learn a lot. Verbs, vocabulary, pronunciation, connected speech, real Spanish. You're going to train your ears. Remember, you need to watch a video, but you need to learn from it. You need to come up with your own examples. You need to repeat. If you're serious about learning Spanish, that's what you need to do. Now, watching YouTube videos is great. It's free, you don't need to pay for them, and then you can learn a lot. But if you like my videos and you want to go deeper, I have my school community. There, I give you feedback. We have 2 live sessions a week. I offer exclusive PDFs, videos, and audios. Anyway, if you want to check it out, I'll leave the link in the description below.